Thank you. So, in response to both those issues there about the areas that you've already said, you said some local people may have more difficulty accessing the Addenbrooke site, and we're talking about the 4 most deprived areas in Cambridge suffering because of this. I'd like to know a bit about your Equality Impact Report, please. Who wrote it and how we access it and what the outcome is from that? You have an Equality Impact Report?
We do, yes.
Yeah. And who wrote that?
I did.
And you are, what is your role?
So, as the management lead for the integrated urgent care service.
Okay, so you haven't got an independent report for it?
No, but the data used in that report was independent.
And so the data used told you that these are the 4 most deprived areas, and that they're the people that will be struggling most to get to Addenbrooke's and won't be able to access it. And so what was the outcome? What's your risk assessment from that then?
So the conclusion was that, yes, they are quite right. The CB4 postcode is probably the most deprived in Cambridge.
It is the most deprived in Cambridge, yeah.
And the move from Chesterton to Addenbrooke's is 4.2 miles, I believe. So considering the distance was not to be excessive, it's across town. Agreed that across town is difficult at times, but this is an out-of-hours service, not an in-hours service. So it's actually 6:30 onwards. We do recognise that access is going to be slightly more difficult. Most people come in the car, and the bus routes to Addenbrooke's are very good. So
No, they're not.
well,
No, they're not. That's absolute rubbish. What? They're virtually non-existent in the night.
Into town, out of hours, there's a bus change, and we understood that. But in the silence hours, there is.
So you're talking about it being easy to get from Abbey to Addenbrooke's in the night on the bus for people that are maybe single parents, that are older people, that have accessibility to difficulties. What are you talking about?
Sick as well.
And people don't have the funds. It's an £8 a night. What's the price like? I've got all the prices here, sorry. But people cannot afford those. So what does your risk assessment say when people cannot access the services that they need from these from these areas? Where's your risk assessment and what does it say? What does it say? Who's done it?
Can we calm down first?
No, I feel very cross about it. I don't feel calm about it.
I can sense the emotion, but let's just try and look at this logically. The service I commissioned for integrated urgent care does require that if in circumstances where people do not have transport, where there are special circumstances and needs where they don't have money, then this service has the capacity to visit those patients. So if they have got a car and they can come to Addenbrooke's, then fine, so be it. The discussion you have with the doctor is always centred around that. And where there are social needs and you can't get to a base, so it's not just here, it can be any base, then there is a facility within this service to visit the patient.
But how is there, when you're saying that there aren't those GPs, there isn't that facility, the ambulance services are already missing their targets, how is there that capacity to do that?
How do you suggest we get the capacity?
No, it's not my job to suggest how you get the capacity.
So
That's not me.
Okay, so we have an idea, okay?
Yeah.
And we think this is a good idea. We work in the service. We understand the service. We think, and we're fairly sure, I'll come away from the think and we hope, that we need to increase clinical recruitment into this service. Okay? Now, things that drive clinical recruitment is if the service is under pressure.
I'm sorry that I've still got the mic because I know that's going to... Right, the Equalities Act 2010 says it's a breach of the law, isn't it, to indirectly discriminate against people with certain characteristics, doesn't it? With age, with single parents, older people and disabilities. How are you protecting yourself against that with this move?
It's not a discrimination.
It's an indirect discrimination, it is.
Yeah, textbook.
Okay, I take that as a challenge, but we are when we wrote this stuff, there is not a discrimination to people with inequalities in that context. It's about, if you're looking at it on the other side, it's more about health. It could be about, you could argue health inequalities, but it's not an equality issue.
Well, it is if people can't access the service, isn't it? And it's being
So they
taken
can
away
access
from
the
people.
service by ringing 111. And they can
No,
get home
if
visits.
people cannot. But you just said that you had the capacity, and then you just asked me, how do I suggest that you have the capacity when we know that the ambulances already aren't reaching their targets, and that you're saying that there aren't enough GPs? You're contradicting yourself.
Right, okay, we have a shortage of GPs, but there are lots of GPs. Sorry, I do apologise. Is it switched on? It's not even switched on. That would help, wouldn't it? Okay, so there is a shortage of GPs nationally. I think we all acknowledge that, don't we? I do. We are struggling to recruit. This service is GPs and nurses. If all the GPs in Cambridge...
I think you turned it off again.
I think the battery's going.
Shall I just shout? That'll be better. So there is a national shortage of GPs.